got a $111.59 donation from Scrote. He says, hype. Thank you very much for that $111 donation, Scrote. I'm trying. And we have a $100 donation from Anonymous. He says, going strong. Thank you again, Anonymous. Anonymous donates $15. He says, loving the event so far. Keep it up. Oh, Kodiak Rabbit here donates $35. He says, if Carrie isn't selected for Castlevania 64, I'm afraid I'm going to have to donate to save the animals next.
I think it's when the rock and beat ends.
Wait, what? I'm confused.
I don't know if you can hear the rock and beats.
Oh, back there?
Yeah, we've got some rock and beats in-house.
Rock and beats. When do y'all want me to start the countdown? Okay, whenever. All right, on go. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. I'm Vaati, and this is Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. It's a really broken game. I'll start off with that.
I mean, like, within the first 20 seconds, we're going to start seeing some just minor glitches. But that's going to build up, don't worry. It's a snowball of glitches. For example, climbing ropes, you do it a little bit differently in Stranger's Wrath. You kind of jump up them.
Also, grunting. There's a lot of grunting in this game.
It's a very grunty game, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Well, a lot of hoo-haws, though. So I'll give just a general rundown of what this game is. It is both a third-person and first-person shooter hybrid. So a lot of the movement and running is going to be done in third person just because it'll eventually be faster. But right now, you know, he's got to learn the basics. It's still a tutorial mode, and it'll show, by the way, you can shoot your crossbow that has live animals on it.
Also, there's no killing or saving the animals. It's capturing the animals and shooting them at bad guys, and they kill them for you.
For example, that little guy was a chipmunk, and he acts as bait, and we never see him again, right?
This is the only time, unfortunately, that we get to use the chipmunk. He has some hilarious voice lines.
Yeah, he's a cute little guy. He insults you, insults everybody. But he'll be gone.
Unfortunately.
And you play as a bounty hunter, so every time he sucks up a guy, it's going to, like, in his bounty hunter hooverback. Like, that kind of suck and ding sound is amazing.
All right, so now we're out of bounds in the tutorial.
Got a $25 donation from Horde Destrolock. He says, kill all the animals.
The animals kind of survive. You're kind of pro animals in this game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I guess you kind of do save. Well, you shoot them to knock them out, and then you pick them up.
You blow them up too, but I think they're kind of in favor of that. The animals are kind of weird in this game.
They're into that.
So the out of bounds was kind of sudden, and that's how a lot of the out of bounds of this game work. They're just places you weren't expected to go, and if you just happen to go there for whatever reason, sometimes you can just double jump, sometimes a little bit fancier. Most of the game has architecture and has physics, so you can still collide with stuff. You can still climb on stuff.
That door is really weird. Sometimes you only have to kill one guy, and sometimes you have to kill two. That's why I knocked that first guy off of the cliff, but he takes longer to die because he has to fall to the death zone. All right, so this is purely RNG. All right, we got perfect RNG.
Nice, very nice.
I kind of have a setup there that is consistent. All right, so here's a cool little thing. I'm going to peek in between this crack, and I can shoot these fuzzles in between it. And you can see the guy spawn behind the door, and these guys will just immediately kill him.
It's going to be very loud. Oh, it's not as loud.
It's a little bit louder on the HD version
Yeah.
because they're right in front of you.
HD version, they just blow your ears out. You just hear the guy get eaten.
Oh, goodness.
There's some fun stories with the HD development that actually came from the speedrun, and some glitches got patched out with direct influence from the speedrun. This is a zap flight. Okay, so this guy is really important. He's going to be used to capture a lot of bugs, and it's used to open up doors and switches.
Yeah.
Tutorial here, you have to capture a bunch of the critters. Just they show you how to actually pick them up, and you just shoot them with the lightning bug. You can also blow them up, actually, and they'll get knocked out. I don't think you can actually kill critters while they're in the wild.
Nah, you just knock them out.
Got a $15 donation from Gunslinger D18. Says, love this event. Thanks, Gunslinger.
So sometimes you'll have to bounty guys just because you don't have the good tools to kill someone. The guy standing next to an explosive barrel in a section where you have to kill or bounty the enemies, he's gonna die. But the guy not near anything like that, it's sometimes faster just to go ahead and suck him up. I'm never gonna phrase it like that again.
All right, so funny story that's actually not funny. I was really stressing over it last night. So this Xbox, shout outs to World 9 Gaming, by the way. They lent it to me to play this game and stuff. It had never seen a save file of this game before. So whenever I booted up, I immediately started glitching the heck out of the game. So whenever I was trying to progress, nothing was loading properly. I would get halfway through like a valley, and it would just be empty white space that you just fall through. So I was really freaking out that my disc or the Xboxes weren't working. But upon doing the tutorial without glitching, everything loaded normally.
The game was fighting back, essentially.
Was not ready.
That's scary.
I was very scared.
Yeah.
All right, so third person, he can run now, and now he'll move a lot faster, and this is going to be one of the main modes of movement. Like if he's not in first person to shoot something, he'll be in third person trying to run. He got the bridge jump. That is the easiest, most obvious jump, but sometimes you just don't make it, and it's the most embarrassing feeling.
It's awful.
I know that feeling for sure.
It's really hard casually. Like if you don't know exactly where to go, like I could never do it like on my first try playing this game.
My first time playing, I did not know there was a easier path you could take, so I spent like 20 minutes just.
Oh, no.
Actually, I'll go 10 minutes learning that jump. It took a while, but.
Hey, it helped out whenever you learn the speed run.
Yeah, and then every time I missed it, I just felt like it was just the worst feeling. It's like, no, I'm regressing back.
Yeah.
So he picked up a bounty in that little town, and this is all sort of important to the normal playthrough or like 100% category to talk about the towns, the bounties. But right now he needed to leave the town just to get the ability to run and the zap fly, the weapon he used with charged attacks.
All right, so here's a cool little glitch. I can climb up this rope while this cutscene's playing. It's pretty nifty. It saves like a few seconds.
I've got a $100 donation from Anonymous. He says, save the animals.
In this game, hell yeah, let's go. So,
Where's the other guy? Oh no, where is he?
No. Okay.
So this is a section where you have to bounty all the guys or kill all the guys to trigger the next scene. He still doesn't have any tools to actually kill guys, so bountying is going to be a faster option. I think on the HD version there's actually a difficulty setting, so you could be easy. And he can die. He can most certainly die.
Oh no! Where's the last checkpoint?
Yeah, with this game you're actually able to shake off damage, but
yeah, there's a blue little stamina
Yeah,
bar,
yeah.
and that fills up from bountying enemies. But you can use that to shake off damage over time. It can get interrupted, and the problem is enemies in this game actually do a lot of damage. This is the tutorial. That was the weakest guy in the game, and it still took out a good maybe like 8% of his HP.
Oh no. Okay, this is bad. Now I don't have the means to.
All right,
Wait, what is this?
Adaptation strats. Oh, that was a flower.
oh, that was a flower. Wow.
I thought the game was dying on you.
Okay, I actually have to. This is bad. Because I died, I forgot to get Dolomites.
It didn't load his spider ammo, so he's got to hunt some down.
This is.
I don't know if there's any in this area.
I'm stressing.
There has to be though.
I'm mad stressing right now.
All right, let's go save strats. Brawl these dudes. Give him a good couple punches.
Alright, this guy can't kill me. So I'll get close.
That guy can.
Got a $60 donation here from Nick120. Says, at work watching SGDQ. Don't tell my boss. Keep up the great work, and let's keep donating. Thanks, Nick.
To give some perspective of this game, this beginning area that will murder you, these are the weakest enemies in the game. They'll just get better at killing him, so the difficulty will rise. I don't mean that as like a threat to your body. I mean like that's just the way this game kind of works. Is you are almost always at risk of dying, outside of like a few relatively easy running areas or some of the side missions or side areas. But with that last guy bountied, oh.
Now I have to do the slow strat for this guy. This is gonna be new.
It's gonna take a little while. Without the bowl of my ammo, this boss.
It's not that bad, but it's annoying.
Yeah, this boss will normally instantly get bountied. Oh.
Please. Okay, it's saved. It's fine.
You can usually tie him up, make it a one shot instead of a one shot.
Like frame one bounty.
I love how much time he spends just looking away from you.
Alright.
Okay.
The damage is unreal. My goodness.
Alright, plus 2 minutes.
Hey, it's still the first boss down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That's the only time something that battle happened in the run, I promise.
John Hodgkins donates $10 and says, I rarely ever get to watch the GDQs live, but it's nice to check in when I can. Good luck to all the runners. I have a $50 donation from Anonymous who says, I somehow have always something stopping me from watching GDQ, but nothing can stop me from saving the animals.
All right, so that's the first of 3 bounties that you would normally have to capture for this town before you could progress to the next town. But because I bountied him and I achieved my ability to run and got my zap flies, I can just skip the rest of the town entirely.
It's a pretty obvious strat when you think about it. It's like if you want to leave town, why don't you just go ahead and jump outside?
Just take the gate, dude.
Yeah, just
Nice.
go over, man. There was no roof on that gate, so he can just leave town by hopping on the out of order sign. The sign that's supposed to tell you can't go this way, it lets you go that way. And what happened with that sign is it actually got posted by one of the routers, Cole625, who found so many glitches for this game and has been like integral to the run. So shout outs to him. He was like casually posting about it because the game didn't have a community to run, so he was posting about it on the developer forum, saying, "Hey, by the way, you guys are porting this to HD. Here's a couple glitches. You can jump out of town here."
He got his name in the credits for it. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, and there is a different town skip. Luckily, it's not as fast though. So speedrunner accidentally exposed the means of the speed.
But yeah, again on Cole, he's really cool. You should check out some of his work. He basically found every single thing I'm going to use in this run. There's like some stuff that I optimize, some stuff that another good runner that you should check out, Oddworld. He's German. He found some cool strats as well. Shevik of Anares, I think that's how you pronounce it. He found a really cool last leg skip, which is like the big snow fort place. We'll get there later. All right, so this is the next big skip. I'll let you explain it, Studio, so I can focus.
Okay, so getting out of town here is a little bit tricky. There's a gate that's closed, so you have to approach from a higher angle, but the only thing above that gate is going to be the border to the area. And approaching that, you have to kind of scale these buildings. You'll notice not everything is solid. That's because a lot of these doodads did not actually have a solid collision because they don't expect you to ever go up there. So he's able to jump up here. You can tell that's the endless abyss right over there. And if he falls down there, he will be stuck falling forever. So instead, he's able to kind of hop around. You can see the exit right there. It's a little kind of metal building we're about to jump into. And it's just a casual little hop, and he skips pretty much the entire
Yeah,
second
that was
town.
all the second town.
And all that movement is difficult. If he messes up at all, Stranger can either lose speed, which means you can't make some of the jumps, or you'll fall into the endless abyss, or you'll fall back into town. It's very easy to mess up the movement in this run, and Stranger kind of handles like a crappy car for when he's actually running. Controlling in this game is very, very odd.
It's more of the Xbox controller. Shoutouts to Xbox not having a single good controller ever, or for the original Xbox.
Yeah, this is an original Xbox game. It looks amazing. It's one of my favorite games. Just
The
in terms of visual
cutscenes.
design.
Oddworld has
really
always
good.
did a really good job with the graphics for their games, for sure.
The one like really bad part of this game is the audio for the characters. And that's because they ran out of space, so they had to use really low quality audio. So everybody sounds really kind of raspy and just not that good.
It fits the whole Southern theme.
So not Southern. This is Western.
Oh, Western.
Yeah,
sorry.
we're in Western Oddworld. You got to know your Oddworld lore.
I don't.
Just got a $100 donation from Shimmy Z198. He says #whip it, and with that puts the Reinhardt for the donation incentive for the Castlevania 64 run. Reinhardt is currently way in the lead, 571 to Carrie's 410.
Don't get shot. That's the commentary for this section.
This section I've never died in, but I was thinking if I was to ever die in this section, it would be during this run. But don't worry, I haven't taken enough damage, so I won't. It's pretty much impossible for me to die at this point.
Well, you say that.
Okay, if that guy shot me and then the next guy shot me,
Yeah, it's really unlikely, but when it happens, it's just the most frustrating thing. Enemy accuracy in this game is very odd. The way I've experienced it is they'll miss until they hit you once, then they're just locked on until you do some movement. I don't know if that's how that actually works. That's just how it feels to me.
a lot of the times the ammo will actually curve into you. I feel like, I'm pretty sure it's not, but sometimes it just feels like it's actually RNG, whether the game wants you to die or not. Alright, so I can jump up there, but it'll teleport me back up there.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't skip that little fall animation. Stranger has to faceplant, and you have to watch him faceplant.
It's awful.
So we're doing a total of 3 bounties this game. The first one we turned in was that guy that captured at the very beginning of the game. Second one was that first boss. Next is Explosives McGee. And you have to take this guy because even though you can go out of bounds and go into the next area, it will not load until you've done this bounty.
Okay, so this is the most important glitch in the game. Oh no, I missed it. Okay, so if you get in between the corner and the rope collision, it'll glitch out and it'll absolutely launch you across the map, and it saves like 3 or 4 seconds. I'm really sad I missed it. That's okay. It's really hard to get sometimes.
Got a $5 donation from Nick's boss. He says, "Get back to work, Nick."
You heard the man.
Yeah.
Keep watching, don't listen. Okay, so this is a fun, glitchy little area. The first minecart ride, I believe, is still completely normal, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll eventually reach a fun kind of glitchy area. First, you gotta enjoy the minecart ride. And the minecart's got some fun properties. You're stuck in first person. You can shake off damage pretty much permanently. Like, even though you won't see the animation, which is the gun kind of moving back and forth, you will see, his HP will still go up as long as he mashes the button. You can enjoy, see the sights, kill some enemies, blow up everybody. You can die on the minecart, actually. Like, it's not so far that you can put down the controller, but it's a relaxing, enjoying murder session.
That'd be $5. Let's go.
All right, let's see. Yeah.
I'd like no more disasters in this run, please.
Yeah, stuff could go so wrong in this run. It's not necessarily risky because there are saves and there's auto saves.
Yeah.
But it can still go super wrong.
This minecart section is actually skippable, but once you get up to this door, you have to be right behind the minecart, or it won't open.
Yeah, the other property of the minecarts is they'll open minecart specific doors. And he just got some boom bats. Boom bats are very, very important for quite a few glitches. I enjoy the sideways strangers profile shots into the nothing. We're also about to see a bunch of new enemies here, which can very easily kill him. First, there are the kind of suicide enemies. They'll blow themselves up.
Okay, good. They didn't fall.
Yeah, they do about half your HP in damage. And two of them will kill you, pretty much guaranteed.
Oh,
that
no.
big guy
He's
will
bad.
knock you down, and you are
That's
dead.
dead.
Oh my god! If you hit that guy, you die. That's the process there. And it's unfortunate he was in a bad spot, and going around it is risky because those guys from before will catch up.
Yeah, there's a lot of RNG in this section.
It's like the skill here is partially dodge, partially don't have that guy be right in front of you.
Yeah.
And he's in a good spot right now.
It's okay. It's
He
okay.
did not
I won't
run
die.
into him. That's what matters. If you get hit by him, but you cannot melee him or run into him.
He'll knock you down, and it's bad news bears. Because everyone just goes ham on you. All right, so this guy, flamethrower guy, we're just gonna. I don't have the proper means to. I forgot. I'm out of Bolamites, the spider guys.
You can normally tie him up for like a second. And so the minecarts are pretty cool. There's another minecart ride. What if we just don't do it? Goodbye, minecart.
Flip out of it.
Goodbye. And you know what? Let's take the short route. Why take the minecart all the way down when we can just fall?
All right, so this section is really weird. So the game currently thinks that I'm in the minecart, so I'm locked into first person. So there's a certain area that if I progress past, it'll soft lock the game. So I have to chill out and spend a little time back here, which is good because it gives me time to kill these enemies. Now I have Bolamites. These guys help a lot, unless these guys dodge them. This section's kind of weird. I have to not die from that guy.
Yeah, and the blue guy that you can see is way in the back, has a submachine gun and does a ridiculous amount of damage and can pretty much kill you on his own. Like even the minor enemies are almost just unimportant compared to him. And notice this is the bounty animation in first person. You're never supposed to see this because every time you bounty, it goes third person. So this is just not in the game. You could also just like glitch out the corpses and just make it look ridiculous if you spam the bounty button on them.
Got a $10 donation from Afro Knight 14. He says, "Hey there, took the whole week off so I wouldn't miss a thing. Stranger's Wrath is such a cool game. Good luck on the good luck on the run and save the animals." Aim Borla donates $10. He says, "I gotta vote for Reinhardt because my last name is Reinhardt. Even got the silent D at the end."
I like how 2 of the donations so far have been for that is my name. I need to vote for that name.
All right, so this guy is a lot more threatening in that other place. This place, you can just knock him out, and then we'll flop him around a little
There
bit.
you go. He's a flappy guy. Like the metal armor, you don't expect it.
All right, so if I pass that crate, it'll soft lock. Or if I go past that crate, it won't exit the minecart section. I'll just be stuck in it. And then if I enter the boss arena, I will soft lock.
You'll be stuck in third person, right?
Yeah.
And you cannot defeat the boss. You'll notice he actually kind of fell for a second there. That's him getting out of the minecart.
Got a $10 donation from Leroy Octopus. He says, "I haven't been able to watch much this year, but I'm loving what I've seen. Keep up the good work, guys."
All right, I need serious time coming up. This is pretty difficult.
Speedrunning is murder on the throat. This is Explosive McGee. He has to hit those switches to get him down to the bottom. But this is, I'd say, the tougher part of the fight where he actually has to kind of go one-on-one. There is a glitch where if you kind of stack certain debuffs, you can bounty a boss like that instead of having to kill him normally.
That was really, really
Yeah.
good fight.
Is that consistent on Xbox?
Yes.
Nice.
It's there's one frame you have where you can. Oh right, I'm done. I have to take some damage here. Come on.
There we go.
All right, so I need to be in critical health. Sorry for those who are OCD, and you're gonna see that critical health bar flashing for a while. That'll allow me to skip a fight later on. Basically, it's an endless fight that doesn't end unless like you pass 2 minutes or you go into critical health.
And the thing is, getting into critical health there is slower because he was so low he couldn't blow up a barrel to take the damage, and the enemies aren't necessarily that accurate at first.
But yeah, that was a 1 cycle McGee. That's as good as it can get. He's pretty consistent if you know exactly where to put your ammo when.
Yeah, like any optimization in that fight is just do not miss a shot, do not take long taking a shot.
If you miss a shot, it's over.
Yeah, and you will usually do pretty well.
You waste like 40 seconds if you miss 1 cycle. It's pretty bad.
It also gives the enemies a chance to get into a really bad position because they spawn in waves, and that last kind of little ground fight, you can get swarmed if you've taken a while. All boss fights in this game are actually like that, where if you take it slowly, you just get demolished.
But if you do it fast, it's like crazy.
It's hard, but it's reliable versus, oh, I'm just dying to everything and I don't know why. Like, if you were to do all bosses in this game, like, it is a very chaotic, you reset on bosses quickly just because it's not worth it to go for the long haul.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna break the game a bit more. It's kind of similar to the skips before, but it's much more important, and we're not actually going to another town. We're done with towns in this game. We're done with the bounty system. Moolah no longer has any effect for the rest of the run.
Don't splatter, don't splatter.
He splattered. Ah. He just wanted to jump, you know? It was a big hill. It looked fun. I can't blame him. But this is the Mongo Valley River. It's the source of 3 different boss fights. And it also leads to the next area. But the thing is, the next area is blocked off by a kind of row, like some lily pads. It's the current, but it's lily pads because that's how they show occurrence there. So the lily pads will stop you from progressing. And there's some ways around it. There's many ways around it, actually.
There's a lot of ways to get around this section. I've found the current fastest route to get away, or to get across the river. It's one of the few things that I've actually contributed to this game.
Yeah, the old route to get around for HD, you would actually have to fall out of bounds and use the water to teleport you back to the surface, essentially.
I tested it. This strat, the new one, actually works on HD, so whenever you come back to the game, you can learn this new fun strat.
This is a cool strat.
It's really cool, but this is the first really hard skip of the game.
Yeah. No, the difficulty definitely ramps up, just in terms of movement. So I don't think you've used a boom bat for a jump outside of the minecart, right? So he picked up some boom bats. They're kind of like grenades, and you can do some sort of grenade jumps. They're just not as good as, I'd say, a normal grenade jump. You essentially get a double jump in the air when you're not supposed to, and that lets a lot of cool things happen.
All right, so I'm going to come over here, line up properly, quick save, and hopefully don't mess this up. There's quiet time. All right, that's the first jump, first try. Oh no. I'm not really sure what went wrong there. That was pretty good. This is not going as well as I'd like it to. There we go.
All right, nice.
That's the hard part, but we're not done yet. Now we got to traverse over this huge blind run through these trees. I don't know where I'm going.
And if he falls into nothingness. There is not a lot to back him up. Or water, which is just as bad because it's very slow to move through.
Yeah, and you'll just have to restart anyway because you can't progress. All right.
The way you normally progress through this area is a cutscene. You're never supposed to actually be in the Mongo Valley
Alright.
River.
Got it.
And that's it, yeah. That is the first, I'd say, 2/3 of the game done now. Normally you would do 12 bounties. We did 3. And one was, of course, the first freebie at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Shoutouts to Oddworld for quick save. Probably the best feature
It
ever.
makes this game runnable.
Makes every game so much better.
You need quick save for so many of these skips just because they're incredibly difficult or
They're
there's
not lenient.
inconsistencies. And the way you get to this next area is you actually trigger the cutscene because you walk into the area, you would have the cutscene in, and that's the critical health, skipping that fight.
So yeah, I just skipped like 3 cutscenes in a row because of the critical health and the fact that I didn't use the boat. It's weird that you don't actually need the boat to trigger the cutscene. Alright, so now I'm going to load up a save to prevent a crash later on. I'm just going to be at the same place.
Nothing holds over from the last area, so...
Alright, so now I'm just going to beat these guys up and hopefully not get beat up.
Fun fact, if you do this fight in third person, it's awful.
Yeah, just go into first person.
Punch,
And-
punch, punch.
I've got a $5 donation from Oliver XX. He says, "Hey Bryce, it's Oliver XX and Osco. We're back
is he?
home, and the Smash homies are on the couch rooting for you. Save the animals though, because it's canon. Much love from back home, dude. Love from all your Melee friends."
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it a lot. Feel the love.
All right, we got a new power on Stranger. He can now dash or
Oh
sprint.
yeah. So a huge spoiler. Stranger is actually a Steve. You don't know what that is, but he's like an extinct rare breed of animal, and he has 4 legs now, and it's really cool. Like the game completely changes in terms of movement now. Skips. I'm still gonna be using a lot of boom bat jumps.
Boom bats eventually will change too. This area, there's a lot of clackers. Actually, good dodging on that. It's very easy to hit a random little baddie.
Nice camera.
And the dash is going to be important because it really does up the move speed, and you can just see him just zooming along.
So, Cole. Oh wait, no, it was Shevik's last leg strat. Last legs is the area that we'll be skipping. Because of the strat that he found, we will actually not be getting the upgraded boom bats.
Oh, nice.
So it makes it a lot faster and a lot easier later on for one of the skips in Sectos Dam.
Good. Unfortunately, like there's a boom bat upgrade that makes it way better at
Perfect.
damage, but way awful at skips. It still works kinda. And yeah, that little run around is not easy. It's very hard to control. He's now like a car with awful handling, like a Volvo combined with a Mercedes. Is my car analogy that I don't really know if I understand.
All right, so now I'm collecting boom bats. That was pretty good RNG. Wasn't too slow. Upcoming is a pretty difficult skip. In fact, it's probably the most notoriously hard in the game, just because of one boom bat jump that's like really difficult. I'm gonna do a quick boom bat jump that sometimes gives me trouble, but shouldn't. It gave me trouble.
And your ammunition is incredibly limited here.
Yeah.
Do you have a free boom bat? Like I know some strats you can get by with one, but it's a little bit slower.
That text thing is in my way, so it's hard to see my boom bat placement. That'll work.
But you've acquired the bullet blast.
All right,
You
so
need it now.
that, yeah, so that just skips an entire level. It's just a really simple boom bat jump over that gate. It's a pretty sizable level.
It's a good 3-4 minutes.
Yeah. I don't know the speed strats for it.
It's fun. It's really fun. I loved it when I actually
Yeah.
did do it.
I saw your exhibition at, I think it was SGDQ 13.
Yeah.
All right, quiet time. This is really hard.
Can I explain the jumps or just want to focus?
Sure, you can explain the jumps.
Okay, so he has to get onto this terrain. First, there's this big rock. This is kind of the beginning of it. These rocks most of them have a little bit of solid ground he can walk on. And that's going to let him kind of jump from side to side and just find that little bit of walkable land. Those wooden poles will also serve a purpose in a little bit. Like this is letting him get not so much out of bounds, but just higher up, so he can eventually get out of bounds. This is a very difficult boom bat jump. You have to land on top of that wooden pole, and it's in my opinion the hardest jump of the entire thing because it's not really super consistent.
Second
and you already
try.
got a second try.
Nice, very nice.
This jump is just cool as hell. Like I don't really know how else to describe this.
It's a bunny hop.
Nice.
It's hard.
And there are different routes around here, but a lot of this just navigating the fauna and seeing where you are.
This is the boom bat conservative route, so I'll have more later on. Oh no! Let me up. Okay, yeah, I gotta reload.
We got a $5 donation from Ben132. He says, "Quiet time," says the man on fire who is throwing exploding bats at his feet in an attempt to climb a cliff. Thanks, Ben.
Hey, check out this cool boat.
Oh yeah, so this is a boat that's out of bounds, but we're just gonna snag it because it's there for us.
And inbounds.
Ta-da!
And do you want to know why that boat's there?
No one knows. I don't know.
No one knows. Developers don't know. I asked them once. They're like, I don't know why that boat's there.
It's just there.
The boat, you normally get it later after fighting a bunch of dudes, but it's just hanging out on the side. So just grab that sucker.
It's really easy to like lose track of how weird it is that boat is there and how much faster it makes this game. It's just there and it saves so much time.
It saves a very long fight sequence.
Truly a
and
speedrunning miracle.
you can't even
Maybe they were
speedrun that
thinking of
much.
speedrunners.
You
Never
can't
know.
you can't speed up the fight that much either. Like you have to wait for enemies to spawn. It's like, no. But why not just go out of bounds and find the boat that shouldn't be there and is there for no reason?
Yeah, so the thing is, like, I think they just wanted the model to exist for some reason, like, during forever.
I guess there's no load screen between the fight and the town in this section, so
Yeah, that would make sense.
just hanging out to the side. Thanks, boat.
All right, so I can die here. I don't usually die here, but this is a marathon run, so.
So now you have to die here.
So I'm gonna use the slower method. Oh goodness.
If he jumps, he'll dip in the water and he can't be shot when he's in the water.
Yeah, their bullets don't go underwater, fortunately. So it's a little slower, but dying is way slower.
And despite not having the boat, it's back. I love you,
Yay.
boat. The boat is like the miracle of this game. Like it does so much for you, and it controls really oddly. This is an
It's
Xbox
terrible.
game.
The controls for the boat on every port of this game are just the worst.
Is it Warthog for Xbox?
It's worse. Warthog is actually really good compared to the boat.
Because so on the HD version, it's like a Warthog, but you still use keyboard and mouse to move it, and it's very odd.
Yeah, you can use the camera to control it and left, right, up and down. It's not a good mechanic. But
The problem is there's some sections where you need to do some short turns in a short distance. For example, if the boat ends up in a slightly awkward position, it can be a pain to just deal with it there.
yeah, we forgive the boat for having bad driving mechanics because it's always there for us.
Yeah. Thank you, boat. Thank you. Shoutouts to all boats in general. If you know a cool boat, just don't be afraid to say a nice word to it.
Got a $20 donation from Clairol. Glad to see one of my favorite games of all time run. Howdy, stranger. $5 donation from Mystery Madokan. I'm a huge fan of Oddworld, so it's crazy to see these games broken like this. If you're watching this, Oddworld inhabitants, thank you for this awesome series. Also, kill the animals.
I just want to say Stranger's Wrath is one of those games where it had a very small user base at release, just
really
because
sad.
it was a late generation original Xbox game. I think it sold the least amount of copies of any main console Oddworld game. So every time someone talks about Stranger's Wrath, if someone's a fan, they just like perk up. It's like, yo, let's talk about this game. I want to talk about Stranger. So let's get some Grub and West Oddworld plot going.
Super underrated game.
I love it. I love it casually. But this is Last Legs. This has been a very broken area in many, many ways.
Yeah, there's so many ways to skip this place. Again, Shevik found the fastest strat. It's not necessarily the fastest way to get out of here. I think there's a faster way, but it saves a lot of time later on. The fact that I get to keep my original boom bat ammo. That guy just explodes.
He's gone.
Alright, so now those enemies spawn up there. I'm gonna quick save just in case. How many of y'all are a fan of bowling?
Strike. Beautiful. Beautiful.
The confused applause for a joke.
Alright, so hopefully boom bats spawned. Nope, I gotta farm boom bats. Very unfortunate, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna shoot some of these guys. These are proximity mines. They'll prevent the guys from coming over here. So now I'm gonna do a couple of boom bat jumps. Perfect. Not perfect, I lied. Lied to you all.
I've been rused.
Alright, there we go. The setup was perfect, I don't know what went wrong.
You'll also notice he's back in out of bounds land, and once again he falls. He's gone.
Yeah. Just a reset. Or reload. That should not have worked.
Oh.
So now
This is what this is.
yeah, now we're going back to the beginning, right where we came out of, or right where we came into.
Yeah, he's going back to the beach. He has to keep the game loaded is going to be one of the big issues here, because the game really wants to unload a lot of the memory it had, which is why it was kind of glitching out a second ago.
These jumps are really hard.
These logs are very slippery, very inconsistent. You can see the world's not really there, and now it is. Welcome back.
Now we're back to the beginning. We're just gonna jump over or run past an invisible wall, and here's where we came in from, but we're coming out like right next to it. We're gonna hit a trigger, and that's that whole level.
Oh, the boat's back. Yeah.
Yeah, more
boat's
boat.
back. The boat will always be there for you until it's not.
All right, so that was a pretty good last leg. So there's only one quick load, and we had to farm boom bats. Otherwise, I did everything pretty well.
So here's some relaxing time for us to,
Yeah,
to
this
enjoy
is
the boat.
the resident sleeper of the run.
So you don't actually need the boat to beat the game. You could skip it right here. The problem is that you swim so slowly, and this section is long enough that you actually lose time not getting the boat.
Yeah, it's actually crazy. You can get really, really far on just without the boat, but like right at the end, you lose like a few seconds. So it is faster to do this.
And it's also just way less exciting to leave the boat behind, because it's really
This
just
is a
swimming for-
really, really
yeah.
boring run without the boat.
Yeah, low percent's an odd run because you just use zap flies the entire time, and it is definitely broken, but it's also got some slow moments.
We've got a $25 donation here from Cherry Doom. He says, I could listen to Studio explain the jumps all day. Good luck to the runners.
At night, I just dream of talking about boom bat jumps.
It's really cool. Unfortunately, like boom bats are like the only ammo that you can exploit in a glitched way.
Yeah, everything else is somewhat useful, I believe. Like you use stunks on Explosive McGee, Chipmunk you have to use at the start of the game, Bolemites, of course, early on in the game. Like, I think every ammo does get used. Did you use the bees on the final bosses?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, every ammo in the game does get used at some point. Even there's some sniper ammo that he picked up and used to kill guys at the entrance to Last Legs.
All right, so this is, normally I would point my camera downwards to reduce frame lag, but y'all are about to see it in its full glory. Look at that. Wow. What a sight.
Look at that lag. And this was beautiful in 2004. This was really good for original Xbox.
All right, so this is a really dumb section. Probably my least favorite in the game. There's a lot
Nice.
of RNG involved in this section, and it can either go really well or horribly, horribly poorly.
You want those missiles to hit you?
All right, perfect.
Nice. You want the missiles to hit you for the sole reason that
You don't want
boost
these
you, but
missiles
not
to hit
these,
you.
Yeah.
They'll boost you right off.
the missiles just want to help.
All right, did I get it? Okay, come on, swim, 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 swim. Get into the
Enemies
gate.
can close the doors as you're swimming back to your boat right there.
All right, that was good.
You could try not shooting these barrels, but you'll just die. Like, there's enough enemies where it's a problem. Your boat gun only does so much.
So yeah, that was done optimally. Fortunately, I had a practice run where it did not go optimally. I died like 5 times and reloaded so many times. It was not good. I was worried.
Anonymous donates $15 and says, the saddest part of this run? No chipmunks.
There was
I
one.
don't even have any. Oh wait, here you go.
Hey, Hallerpunks.
Kill the animals.
Here's a $5 donation from Save. He says, my last name is Save the Animals, so of course I had to vote for that.
I need boombags. Alright, so shoutouts to Shevik again for finding this strat. I like to call it Rail Dash. And I'm supposed to like go up a big series of for whatever reason that rope is there. I'm not really sure, but it saves a lot of time. Otherwise, I would have to go up ladder or up stairs and stuff and fight enemies, and not a good time.
I think it's there because theoretically, if you get to that part of the map, you're at the end anyways, and if you fall, it's awful. But it's just kind of like, well,
oh yeah, that's the loop back around.
Yeah. This section's all about pressing buttons. 2 buttons to enter the first area, 1 button to enter this area. He has to, hit buttons to get to the next part of the map. A new and unique gameplay mechanic. It's actually, you don't do that often in Stranger's Wrath. Usually it's just kill a bunch of enemies or just run on by. This is some sniper action that's going to go down with the zap flies.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be one shot and everything.
Every now and then enemies like to just
get in the way.
Yeah. And of course, there's a bit of aim. Is there aim assist in the original?
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes the aim assist just really wants to help you.
That's why it's bad. Like, aim assist is bad here. You have to make sure your crosshair is not red. It's not going to work.
The advantage is if you shoot the guy, he's knocked down, and you can shoot right past him. Yeah. So he has to hit 2 switches, and the door is open.
All right, so coming up is the first time you'll see the Glock Tigis. So these guys are pretty big, pretty bad, pretty hard to beat. I'm not going to skip this cutscene until right now because for some reason you just ran past him. Oddie found that. It saves a lot of time. All right, so coming up is the run killer, the late game run killer. I didn't get hit at all, so we're good. So this is where those boom bats come in a lot of handy.
It's very easy to die in these sections, just because enemies do a ton of damage, and there's a lot of them.
These 2 particular tanks do insane amount of damage.
You're barely going to see them because he'd be running towards them if you saw them. So it's a case of just that bit of lighting was enough. There you go. They were off to the side.
All right, that was good. That's a good way to lose a run, failing that place.
For this next section, what you're supposed to normally do is walk up these 2 really big towers and walk up one, climb down the other, fight a bunch of enemies. The easier option is if you just, what if you just go towards the next part of the map instead of climbing the towers? There is an invisible wall and a very dangerous little walkway he's going to have to stride on.
That's a pretty cool skip. Cole found it many years ago. It skips another one of those Glock Tigis, the things that I just skipped a second ago.
You don't actually have to fight it. It's just there and awful.
I missed the invisible wall.
Yeah, there's a couple ways to handle this. You can jump over the wall, but
there we go.
You'll fall and land like that. You can glide on the wall, which is the least likely to happen, but it stops you from falling.
And so I'm just going to bump into these a bunch of times because it's still faster. Swag strap? Nope. No swag strap. All right, got to be careful here.
Oh, yeah, of course. It is death, by the way, if he falls off.
Yeah.
Not even out of bounds. Just, you're dead.
Got a $5 donation from CJ220. Says, Stranger's Wrath looks awesome. How did I not play this back in the day? Some truly impressive running from all involved. Keep it up.
So normally you'd be coming out into this section with a Glock Tigi still alive, with a bunch of enemies shooting at you. It's just not pleasant.
These guys like to do a lot of damage since I have to wait for this door. All right. Coming up to an escape sequence. If I don't get 221 or better, I'm bad. All right, so now I can just chill out.
I'm excited to see which escape sequence skip you get. There's like so many different ways to break this final escape sequence. And they vary quite a bit in difficulty.
Yeah, there's one that's basically an individual level strat only that Cole found, and it's super cool, but it's not not reliable for runs. So I'm gonna get a bunny hop here.
It's important to approach the areas you're going to from different from the non-intended areas because it does affect spawns quite a bit. So by coming over here to the side area, it's gonna there's a bunch of enemies that are supposed to spawn there, and they just will not appear now. And actually, that door normally it's supposed to close. Now it's nice and open.
Yeah, an enemy is scripted to hit that button and close the door, but if he doesn't spawn, the door just opens by itself. So it's really cool that that works out like it does.
Getting shot at. Box is helping out, taking some bullets. The boat's gone. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no more boat.
And
gonna be
normally
close.
there's a bunch of snipers here too.
Yeah, so what I did, I went on the left side of that storage crate, and it prevented the snipers from spawning.
It's one of the oddest things because it's not really a huge break, a huge movement, but it works. You can also get hit by stray catapult shots that will knock you off.
221.
Aw. 219 is good enough for me. I'm also much slower at this game, so.
So now we're approaching the final boss, or the final two fights, I guess you could say. The first fight, I have to fight two Glocktigis. Unfortunately, I can't skip them by running under the garage door.
There's no more doors open.
Alright, so I need this ammo and this ammo. And they like to troll me by putting me in their little web.
You want them to spin at you, and you want them to not fire the web ever. They have a web attack. It's kind of like a shotgun blast, but it has decently long range.
And it tracks you.
Yes.
The worst part is that it tracks you.
The pattern is, as far as I can tell, not consistent either. That was a good knockout there. When you deal some damage, they kind of fade away, give that sound, and reappear later on. Sometimes they'll reappear automatically if they begin to attack you, though.
Yeah, you can force them into the attack animation by bumping into them like
Like that, and that saves quite a bit of time, actually.
Alright, I'm not going to do it again because I don't want to die from this guy.
If you get wrapped up, the second the Glocktigis will start to stomp on you, and those attacks will do about a third of your HP when they start coming off.
Alright, now I think I can take out this guy if I'm really good. Oh, nope.
Every time he's getting knocked into, he's also getting knocked around, so it affects his movement. Let's see, are we gonna get an explosion? Is this a Gibbs kill? Sorry, Gibbs.
I've got an $80.47 donation from The Boat.
Thank you. Thank you, Bo.
He's always there for us.
He says, "Hey, Vaati, thanks for the love. I'll always be there for you. This donation goes to your choice."
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Boat.
Boat will live on forever.
Alright, so we're going to explode this guy. I promise we'll explode him. I lied. I'm just going to kill him. I'm not going to deal with this guy. Wait.
Hey!
Alright, so hopefully I have enough ammo. Watch me not. Wait, how much do I have? I have none. I forgot to farm.
There's a lot of ammo to the side of this area because you really need it. You could theoretically beat this final part of the boss fight without any ammo. That'll also happen.
Won't kill me? Okay.
Yeah. You can take a full beam. So you'll notice that was a big old beam. And the boss has to recharge. That big beam has some AoE on it. And something very important is that AoE will hit those generators that he has to destroy. So if he walks over here...
Did I... No, I failed.
Oh, you didn't kill the other... Okay. The boss will kill himself, essentially. You just have to destroy the other generator, which will let you finish the fight with the generator blowing itself up.
So now I'm really low on ammo. Do I have boom bats? I have one. Alright, there we go. Time.
Good run.
Thank you. Alright, final cutscene's pretty good, but I don't know if I have time. What was the final time? What was it?
52-42.
Oh, okay. Wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. So we can wrap it up now, or we can watch this final cutscene. It's pretty good if y'all want. That was stressful.
Good run.
Thank you.
Good stuff.
All right.
Awesome commentary.
It's
too.
your turn. You're up next year with all bounties again.
Oh! I think you meant like I had stuff to say. I'm like,
Oh no.
It's like, all right, let's talk about some lore. He's got a hat on. Actually.
Oh yeah. So funny thing, I skipped that skip in last legs. Not only skipped like all of the level, but it also skipped my armor. I don't know if you know about this yet, but if you skip the armor, you actually die really easily to a lot of stuff. So it makes the run even harder. Especially the last boss. The last boss is a lot easier whenever you have the armor that you don't skip from last legs.
Yeah, you can tank pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Like you'll come close to dying, but you won't actually die. Yeah, a lot really opens up in this game when you play through it with a run, just because you have a lot of choices just to approach anything. There's so many different glitches and skips, and there'll be optimal routes, but just generally safer, but slightly slower routes.
There's a lot of crazy stuff in this game. Like it's a really, really good run. By the way, if anyone wants to run it, I think if the Steam summer sale isn't over, I think it's $250.
I think it ended.
Did it end?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's like $10 otherwise on Steam, the HD version, and
Go buy the odd pack.
yeah, the HD version. Actually, we don't know if it's slower or faster. Loading time is like really fast on the HD version. Also, skip-wise, everything's the same except for like two things. Buzzerton, you have to use a boom bat, and the first place that you skip,
Gizzard Gulch.
yeah, Gizzard Gulch, you have to go like.
You have to hop on a bunch of houses. It's a cool skip. I actually like that skip a lot.
It's fun, but it's
It is
a bit slower.
Yeah. It's also hard.
It is hard, especially that last lamppost jump. It's like just as hard as the boom bat jump.
Shouts Lorne Lanning.
Yes.
He's voiced like 50% of everything.
It still dumbfounds me that he voices Abe.
He has a really good voice
He's
acting.
a
He's
very good voice actor.
There's a glitch where I can actually. Oh, I don't want to skip the movie accidentally, but there's a glitch where I think you press skip movie and A on the same frame, or B on the same frame, it'll double time the cutscene for whatever reason, and the voice acting suddenly becomes hilarious.
Does it like become like high pitched?
It's not really high pitched. It's just really not appropriate for the moment. He's like, "Yeah, all free."
Oh.
Goodbye, evil squid.
That's Secto. There's not too much lore behind Stranger's Wrath, unfortunately.
So he's a. Oh God!
It's
not
like an
a
octa.
Gluckin. It's like a It's like the Gluckin, Glocktigi, and this guy are all related.
Yeah,
Really interesting.
yeah. It's really cool lore. There's just not enough of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's waiting for the next Oddworld game.
It's waiting for the next Stranger's Wrath.
Another Oddworld game. Sorry, did I just cough out that they should release another Oddworld game?
We got Soulstorm.
Yes. I want West Oddworld.
I understand that for
I want the
sure.
hat.
For
Western
sure.
Oddworld. All right, well, that's Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. Thanks for having me out here, guys. I appreciate it a lot. I don't think I have anything else to do, so I'll just sign off now.
We just saw a strange Oddworld, Stranger's Odyssey, run by Vaati. Absolutely incredible. Coming up soon is Curse of Istios. That one's going to be absolutely fun. You don't want to miss that. That's 20 minutes of running. Actually, it looks like a little bit. Yeah, about 20 minutes is the estimate. So that's going to be a great run. Looking forward to that with P-Cole and Mr. Weebles. I've got a lot of donations that came in for that last run. Bobo Lash donated $20. It says, thanks to all the runners and the people behind the scene at this amazing event. Stranger's Wrath is one of the games I was obsessed about during my childhood. but never actually got the chance to play it until recent years. Now it's one of my favorites. Since I adore the creators of Oddworld, put this $20 towards exterminating all their competitors. Kill the animals during the Metroid run. Regards from Sweden. Thank you, Bobolash. We have a $10 donation from Jelly Envy. It says, "Hi everyone, I hope you have a great time. Take a break, and why not have your favorite drink and a nice snack? Take it easy, everyone.